Ready? All right. Welcome back to No Quit Podcast. This is going to be our second episode. Reverb.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Reverb's like space.
Okay.
So like technically like ¿te sabes las mañanitas?
Yeah.
Watch.
No me la sé, güey. Sorry. Ay, güey, papá.
Estas son las mañanitas.
That sounds cool. I'm not going to lie. All right. Well, sir, we're hopping in there, man.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Second episode, No Quit Podcast. Welcome back, guys. Today, I have Lexaladar. Lexaladar is joining. He's my guest today, aka Edson. And Lexaladar is an artist here in Phoenix, also a blue belt in Jiu Jitsu. Also, grew up doing some boxing. Um, I know some of you guys obviously know who he is. But yeah, Lexaladar, I'm going to have you just tell us a little bit about you, man.
Yeah. So damn, it's always a trip when it's like a camera just pointing at you. But yeah, my name is Edson Garcia, conocido como Lexaladar stage name. I Yeah, I met Adrian a few years ago at a place where I was training jujitsu called Sentosa Martial Arts. Throughout the course of my life, originally born in Mexico, came to the U.S. As a kid, and been here ever since. I also started boxing out of my uncle's like training me. After that, went into cheerleading slash tumbling gymnastics during high school. And then post high school is when I got into jiu-jitsu. Throughout the entire course of that, I got into music in the form of dancing when I was like still middle school, elementary ish. Just listening to songs like, Hey Baby from Pitbull, or just I was a very, very big Pitbull fan. Got into a dubstep scene and Step Up. I forgot what Step Up movie, but there was a Step Up movie that kind of got me like, yo, I kind of want to dance like that. And then that continued to translate into like music and arts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, got my boy Daniel behind the camera today. So
Yeah, behind the scenes, we got Danny over here. Danny was with me
Step
on.
Up too.
um, no,
What? I was big. I was honestly heavy into Skrillex.
yeah,
Skrillex and what's it? Matt Stubb Matt Stubb Matt Stubb. That's it for your time. Yeah,
yeah. Danny's the baby in the house.
he's the baby
Nah.
in the house.
That's
Yeah,
cool, man. Um, yeah. So basically, just at a younger age, you were doing boxing with your uncles and stuff like that. That's kind of where it started for you.
yeah. My to be exact, my grandpa, from what I'm told, my grandpa on my mom's side was a boxer, and it just kind of like translated through the family. And my uncles like pushed it on me and my cousins, and only two of us actually trained boxing. The other two or slash the other three were more into soccer. But throughout the course of us training, I liked it. I know one my other cousin also kind of liked it, but I full circle moment for me was just like I couldn't really just step away. Like for some reason, he just kept calling me back. So and it translated into I had a homie Anthony. He's the one that introduced me to jiu-jitsu. First day I went to practice, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. And then that translated into just continuing to jiu-jitsu, and now we're back again full circle with like, okay, I've done jiu-jitsu, I've done competitions, I've done naga, I've had a fight to win. Now I want to branch it deeper into, or not branch it, but I want to just kind of go back and get in the ring for real this time, because I had a lot of sparring as a kid, but I never actually got to get in the ring.
Yeah, for sure, man. I know we talked a little bit about it, and you just have that itch to actually get in there and maybe get in a and like get into like an actual fight, right? like set up a fight? Maybe did you say boxing fight?
Boxing fight, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't do I'd spar like as far as like MMA or Muay Thai, but I wouldn't do one of those. As far as like actual either amateur or like what's the one exhibition match? It'd be
Okay,
boxing.
that's cool, man.
Oos type shit.
Yeah, for sure. And when it comes down to it, man, ever since I met you, I know that you've been into sports, boxing and all that. And I just realized you're consistent with it, man. Do you feel like just being consistent with sports has also just kind of improved the rest of just everything else throughout your music and throughout your life? Just being disciplined with the sports?
Yeah, honestly, sports for me, it's like I would say it's like my anchor. I feel like without sports, like without a heavy focus on something that requires a high amount or yeah, a high amount of discipline, focus, just anything like that. Without that in my life, I feel like this instinct tells me that I'd be very prone to developing bad habits. I feel like I'm someone that develops habits quickly, and whether those habits are good or bad comes down to my choices. So if I don't maintain my self discipline using sports or like anything that requires learning, focus, or my attention, I'm probably probably more prone to like bad habits like drinking or drugs or anything like that. So it kind of helps me steer clear of all that and stay focused on the path. On top of that, music is very like drugs and alcohol. So like I feel like if you're not careful and if you want to branch big into the music industry, it will get presented to you. So if you're not disciplined, you may go down that path. And so I use sports as a means of like let me go ahead and health wise all those benefits obviously are there, but let me go ahead and use this as a north star to not go that way. So
Yeah, no, man. I can't agree enough with that. Just being involved in like something that keeps you physically active really helps you build that discipline, right? And I learned that from you, man. Like Edson said, he mentioned that I met him at Sentosa Martial Arts, and some of you guys have heard me say before that that place changed my life. And honestly, yeah, martial arts changed my life, and if it weren't for it, I wouldn't be here today. Honestly, um, s- martial arts allowed me to meet Edson, allowed me to meet Daniel, Orlando, and allowed me to be here today. So one of the big things that I like to share is get involved into something that keeps you physically active. Move your body. Um, I know me and Daniel talked a little bit on our first episode on the introduction how being in the gym and being physically active isn't everything, but it's what's going to open doors for you. And it kind of relates to what you said right now. Kind of being physically active and being in boxing, being in jiu-jitsu has helped you open doors for you. Basically, you got into dancing, you got into music, and to this day, you're still consistent with it. Um, what would you say? I know because once you get into it and you got that consistency going, there's still times when you obviously just aren't really motivated, right? Because motivation is temporary. So how do you do it, man? Once you're not feeling motivated to even go do jujitsu, like what is it that pushes you the most?
that's actually a really good question. I'm glad you asked that because the other day I was just thinking about that. Especially when you hit plateau like areas of growth, because it can happen. I feel like it can happen that you can lose this motivation or this sight for whatever it is that you're doing through burnout or through just like a bunch of factors that just kind of knock you down and leave you like like it gives you that feeling. So for me lately I think when I ask myself like why am I doing this, I always go down to like, for one, I think for me, off the top of my head, is purpose. Like I just don't think I don't think I'd be doing it if I didn't like it. And I think once you know what you like, there's reasons beyond like monetary or financial like perks that I think will always trump just doing something. Because um obviously we live in a world where, like, money makes the world go round, and like success, and especially if you're a man, a lot of your value is attached to your social status and your financial ability. But you come to realize that I feel like there's a place where, if money didn't exist, if all these things didn't exist, you can only experience like a blissfulness or a high based on what it is that you're doing and the purpose that you're doing it for. So without it sounding like word salad, it's like I just like it. And sometimes the hardest part is just getting there. And
Yeah.
if I'm feeling unmotivated, it just so happens that when I start it, it's like, now I feel like I'm good, like,
Right.
I've been feeling like this, let me go hit the bag. You just hit the bag. And because there's just so many things that, I gotta do this because I want to like make this, or I want to get into this because I want to make this deal happen, or work, or money, or whatever. And lately I've been just letting go and be like, man, why am I feeling like this? What do I want to do? What do I want to? It's not so much what I need to do. It's like, what do I want to do? And then sometimes I'm gonna go to a mountainside and hit the bag and put my earphones on and just vibe, just hit the bag, just you know 20-minute little bag session, and like I feel better afterwards. And from there, I think you sparks like creativity. And, oh, what I want to do, I have the idea of this song, let me start making this song. Let me pick up the guitar, let me watch a movie, let me call my mom, let me visit my mom, let me visit my grandma, let me see what Adrian's doing. Like, I feel like you kind of just are humans are very prone to getting in their own way when it comes to development, because we're trying to put all these pieces together. And sometimes you just have to be and exist, and like call a friend, or like just and then things will naturally flow through there.
Right. Yeah. No, that's I like that because it's true. Sometimes you just have to do things. Like we can sit there, be like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, but find something you like. I like that. That's so true because like not everybody's gonna like lifting weights. Not everybody's gonna like boxing or jujitsu. There's so much out there though that you can do when it comes down to being physically active. So just like Edson was saying, like find something you like, find something you enjoy doing that keeps your body moving. It keeps your kind of makes you work out, move your body, and just try to do it consistently. And doing that consistently is going to bring you to people that are doing great things in their life, who are not just out there partying. People who are doing good things consistently, which is being physically active, being involved in sports. When you're around those people, you're gonna realize things change in your life. Because honestly, I used to be different back in the day. I like to party. I like to drink. I didn't really have anything going for myself. And I think we all go through that. You know what I mean? But I think it's important to find something that is going to keep you. If you're not physically active, you need to do it because in life, you either do it yourself or your body's going to tell you one day, hey, you got to start doing it now. And it's going to be at the point where you're starting to feel sick. So, yeah, no, like you said, just do it. Find something you like. Um, when it comes down to your journey in boxing, um, you said you started at what age?
I started. I want to say like 8. I think
Really?
like I was like 8 or 9 years old when I started. Yeah,
Wow.
I was kind of. It was my first sport technically. I was young.
Okay. So anyone out there who is not into professional boxing yet wants a little boxing match,
Yeah, like that.
you know, um,
No,
hey,
yeah. I mean, yeah. So I want to say I started 8, 9 ish maybe, and I went all the way through middle school. So pretty much around 8th grade, I knew I was gonna move in with my mom. So I was gonna move away from my uncles. So I kind of had to pick something new up. It just so happened that at the high school that I went to, they had like what's it called, like gymnastics, like stunt and tumble. They had like cheerleading, and we actually, so at our high school, fact checker right here, I swear I'm not lying, Copper Canyon High
he's lying.
School. Copper Canyon High School, I think we came in what, second nationals. Like Copper Canyon High School stunt and tumble team was the real fucking deal. Like,
What?
yeah, that's where I got a lot of like gymnastics abilities. And we went to Cali. Like, I think I went to Cali for nationals competitions all 4 years of high school because our cheer team was like one of the top for real. Like we were up there actually.
Copper Canyon in high school?
Cobra Canyon
Oh,
High
okay.
School stunt and tumble team or cheerleading essentially. Like we were up there. So I think we took second my freshman or sophomore year. We took second at nationals in
What?
Cali. So go fact check it. Go ask people. I'm not lying. We were the real deal. So I got a lot of my agility and my gymnastics ability from there, and it actually worked out because that's the time frame where I think that's when like Step Up 2 was coming out, right? Like around like 2013, 12ish, that area. So I was like, yo, like I want to learn how to break dance. And it's like, well, I kind of got to learn how to flip because these guys are clearly like agile. So me going to high school there and just like, oh, they're doing backflips and back handsprings and one, two, three, and fulls and all these different things. Like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna do this sport. It almost like I'm telling you, the pieces just fell into place. And then full circle moment after high school, I did actually get like some, I don't want to say offers, but opportunities to continue college cheerleading or university cheerleading and have that help me pay through college and stuff. But I already kind of like instinctively knew that school was not gonna be my route for where I want to get in life. So I didn't do that, and I ended up finding jujitsu through a friend that actually did cheer with us for some time, and it evolved from there. But lately, in the last yearish, in the last year and a half ish, I kind of just have been going back to like wanting to box, wanting to stay in the combat scene, but like change it up a bit, and that kind of led me back to boxing. But the only difference is that in that time that has passed, boxing is very like dancing. It's very, very, very like dancing. Boxing is like a dance, like a rhythm. So in boxing, like el vato que se sabe bailar unas cumbias, he's gonna be a pretty good boxer in my opinion. Because it's
Yeah.
like this rhythm, right? Like it's this flow of rhythm and like knowing how to move and step and have it be based off your opponent's reactions and actions. So like it's all like one piece together. And as a kid, I wasn't as good of a dancer as I am now. So I feel it sometimes when I like train or when I go to the gym, like it's a little different. But yeah, full circle moment. Like everything happens for a reason, and that's just more of like following your gut.
No, that is crazy, man. Because before you were dancing, you were boxing, right? So it's kind of just kind of fell together, huh?
It fell
That's crazy.
together.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. Honestly, because you're on your feet, you're on your toes when you're boxing, you're moving around. So like maybe out people out there who are boxing, also their coaches probably recommend some dancing, maybe. Because I kind of heard of that before, right?
Unas
Um,
cumbiecitas, un salsa, una bachata. I think honestly, like I don't know. I may be tripping, but I highly doubt it. I feel like it helps a lot.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've heard of that before. I don't know where, but I think I've heard a coach or someone say that before that when you're in boxing, it's good to get into type of movement with your feet, something that helps you with your rhythm. So that's crazy, man, because you were breakdancing and then you got into boxing, so it kind of falls together. Yeah. But when it comes down to your music now, you Lexaladar here in Phoenix, um, he is a coming up artist here in Phoenix, right? So when it comes down to your boxing, you want to have a fight.
I do. So
So
so the way I see it is, especially in today's day and age, I feel like everybody wants personal brand. And I get it, right? Like obviously everybody wants personal brand. I partially do think not everybody's meant to have a personal brand, but I only say that because a lot of people, in order to like the words personal brand means branding your person. And I feel like a lot of people, including myself, are still discovering who their person is. Now you can brand this process. You can brand the process of you finding your person. It's still a lot of work. It still requires focus, strategy, discipline, like all these different factors. But in my opinion, like for me, it's more of like I only want to have this fight because I want to have it. Like, yeah, you could say like it'll be entertaining to watch from a perspectator point, but like I want to have it. Just like I had the jiu-jitsu fight. Like I want to just get inside that ring and push myself and go against someone that did the same on their side, and may the best man win, I'm not gonna go in there to lose. I'm gonna prepare, and I'm gonna like do all these things to go in there ready to go. But it's just my person, and I feel like it's just the other side of the coin of like Saladar. Like, music is also something that I started to get into because when I was dancing, I would freestyle to songs, and I would like sometimes like I would expect a certain drop of a song, and like it wouldn't drop like that. Like it would be like, dang, like it drops, but it's just not cool how I wanted it to. And so I was just like, let me just try making a song. And then one became two, and then two became three, and then it just kept going and going and going. And then there was a point where I did reach like, I don't even know if this is for me. Went back to pure jujitsu. Maybe I'm a pro jujitsu athlete. And then I was missing something. Then went back to music. I'm like, no, this is for me. But you just get burnt out and life and all these things. But now it's like more of like I'm just letting myself be. So with the music, it's just more of like it's the other side of that coin. It's the other side of like when I'm not doing this athlete side, I'm doing this music side because I enjoy it. And when I'm not doing this side, I'm doing this side because I also enjoy it. So it's just part of together, those two things are just part of who I am. That's just my personal brand.
Right. Yeah. So as far as the boxing, it's more of your brand. You're not trying to get into boxing, be a pro boxer.
I'm not. No, I mean, it's hard to say that I'm not because I could
Just-
one day like I could go into that match and then like realize like yo like holy shit, like damn like there's something special for me here. So I don't want to say never, but I highly doubt it because I've already like tasted it and I can tell okay this is gonna be part of my life, but I don't think I'm looking to be like the next Canelo. You know what I mean? Like it's different. Like you kind of know almost, and I know that for me, like my ultimate passion is more music. So I think my career will be based primarily around the music that I make and concerts and performances and shows and all that. And then secondary would just be like my athletic side, my athlete side, because I think that's another beautiful thing about in the world we live in today. That's like the bruh, you're like in the best time right now because I think Instagram and all these platforms, you don't have to choose. It's no longer or, it's about and. You don't have to be. It's either you're an athlete or an artist. It's like no, we are living in a time where you can kind of be and. If you strategically set yourself up properly, you could be an athlete and an artist, or an artist and an athlete. However you choose to prioritize it, because now it's just personal brands, which is why people like I Show Speed, Kai Cenat, or even just even like lower tier micro influencers, they start to grow because people relate to other people. And when you see someone random in the street and you're like, yo, that person, he makes fire music, and I just saw him at 10th Planet Goodyear, like he cool. And you just like you build this relationship with that person, and it just grows. You know what I mean? And so if you're providing to the people will like feel that, and they'll appreciate it, and they'll support you back.
No, yeah, the personal brand. I started seeing that too now because, like you said, I show speed. Yeah, he does a variety of different things, right? So a lot of them do so, and that's kind of like why I like this podcast too, because I want people to know that they can do the same thing. It's not just about being on behind a desk, going to the gym every day. It's like no, like find something, find a community that relates to you, that has certain goals like you, and we can grow together. It's not about like, oh, come over here, join us, just for us to grow and just for us to benefit from it. No, like come and join us, and we are a community. We're gonna grow together. You know what I mean? And I think that can help everybody build their own brand. And honestly, man, because it's limitless out there. You know, we have the sky's the limit out here, man. It
Yeah,
just depends on
yeah,
how hungry are we, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. There's enough. That's another thing too. Like there really is enough to eat out here for everybody. And don't get me wrong, it's still a merit game out here.
Yeah.
Like when I get in that boxing ring, it's still may the best man win, and the best man will win. So it's still a merit game. Like when it's time to show results, the people that put in the practice and that got ready, that you will be able to tell that person trained. Like there is no, you're not fooling anybody.
Right.
So it's still a game of merit, but I think people are, and social media partially has kind of maybe led us here a little bit, but we also, everybody's accountable for the decisions and their actions. So I feel like we've all kind of slash gotten fooled ourselves into thinking like, you know what my what there's this saying that I when I first heard it, and to this day I still don't like it. There's this saying, I forgot who said it to me the first time ever, but I first heard it and I was like, something don't feel right about that saying. Do you know what the saying is?
No, bro.
It's fake it till you make it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Bro, I hate fake it till you make it. And I hate it because why fake it when you can just make it? Why fake it? Like I get it, right? Like I get it. Sometimes you gotta sell that like sometimes confidence is like the last thing that gets you through the door of opportunity. But the energy that you're spending trying to fake something to make it there, you could be using that same energy to actually get yourself in a spot where you're relentlessly like, oh, like you can't you it's hard to go unnoticed. Like you just get so good that it's hard to not notice. You know what I mean? Like when someone truly is great at their craft, Cristiano Ronaldo, a Messi, a Canelo, like, and it's time to show results. Like you start seeing these people, and it's like, damn, it's hard to deny it. It's hard to deny when someone actually like got there out of pure talent plus maybe skill plus persistence plus consistency plus work, like all these things. When you get there, there is no denying it. And I feel like if all of us embrace that idea and got away from faking it till you make it, like, I don't want to say things, the playing field will be more level, but at least everybody will be more content in the form of like, hey, if I didn't win this match, I probably didn't prepare enough. If I lost, damn, I probably should have gone to sleep earlier, right? If I got submitted, if I got armbarred, damn, I probably should have drilled more armbar defenses. Like all these things just come back to accountability, and when you take charge of that accountability of yourself, I feel like there's power there, and some people don't understand that there's so much power there. Type shit.
Yeah, that sauce.
Sauce.
Edson's giving us that sauce today. Yeah,
Sauce.
it's crazy because that's such a fact, man. Like instead of trying to pretend to be somebody, be that person. Because you use a lot of energy sometimes pretending to be someone. So instead of pretending, be that person. And it might not happen overnight, but consistency, discipline, persistence, just keep doing it. Don't quit. That's the big thing. I've tried many things before and I felt like quitting. And we all felt that way before. It's like, don't quit. Find that community, find that group that's going to push you and that's going to help you grow. And just like you said, instead of trying to pretend, be that person. And, I like that because I grew up working jobs where they would say that, like, fake it till you make it. And, that can work for you to a certain degree. Um, but when it's the day's gonna come where you're just like, what am I doing with my life? I'm pretending to put up this face and this person that's really not truly who I want to be. So I think that can bring us back to like being physically active. Find find something that will help you be physically active and become the person you want to be instead of pretending to be somebody. For the most part, like for me, what worked was weightlifting. Like I am obsessed with it. I love working out. I love lifting weights. I love the gym. You love jujitsu. You know what I mean? We got Daniel, Orlando. They really love boxing. Everybody has their different ways to kind of get that energy out there. And we all have that energy that we want to use for something, but just find what works for you. Because once you find what works for you and you do it consistently with discipline and with the right people, like you're just going to see these doors open for you that you never thought would open for you. Like, for example, it's crazy because meeting Edson at Sentosa Martial Arts, I have so many things that opened up for me. I have a better career now, a better job. I met Edson. He introduced me to someone that allowed me to get a better job where I can make more money, where I can use my passions, so just get in that crowd that works for you, that crowd that wants goals, that has goals. And, like Daniel said it perfectly too last time. He's like, if you're not making money with your friends, then why are they your friends? You know? So don't hang out with people who are anchors in your life. You know what I mean? Because people can be anchors in your life without you even realizing that. You can be hanging out with people and you don't see your life improving and you feel negative all the time. And then kind of pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to what people do around you and what they say. It can be negative out there. It can be a negative world if you allow it to. Um, for the most part, when it comes down to a negative life, I've been there. We all been there. It's important to get out of it by starting something positive like boxing, um, jiu-jitsu, boxing, any sport, you know. But for the most part, man, I want you to tell us a little bit more about you. Um, I know that right now you're mainly focused on your music, but when it comes to jiu-jitsu, you're a blue belt, right? Are you? I think you just haven't. I think you're probably more than a blue belt now, right? You sh- no?
Yeah, so yeah, it's just it's hard because like I switched gyms, so I used to go to Sentosa, and then I switched to 10th Planet Goodyear for training, and I've also kind of like been not. I just been a little inconsistent in terms of showing up to train. Like I have my own routine of how I am evolving myself in terms of like my abilities and my skills. And I think that path hasn't allowed me to quote unquote just get promoted like belt wise. Like just things like getting injured, having to rehab my injuries via PT at the gym, having to shift my focus from just showing up to train and drill to like PT and then studying, right? Like my evolution in jiu-jitsu, like I think I just like to be in control of it based on instinct. And when I know I have like a flaw, I need to close that pocket before getting back, because if a pocket remains open too long, it might one day come to hinder me. And usually I mean that more in the form of like an injury. Because especially when you're like an athlete and you want to be a high level, like and undoubtedly, especially at combat sports, undoubtedly you're gonna face injuries. And if you don't address them properly and at the right time with the right tools, it will come back to hinder you. And my coach, Coach Mike, actually one time he said to me, it stuck with me. He's like, sometimes it's not about who's best, it's about who's left. Right? Sometimes it's not who's the best one, it's who's left. And I mean that kind of goes to like hand in hand with why some people start, popping your TRT, your BPC of 157, like all these different things. Like I get it, like we have the science to allow us to push the limits of our bodies and extend longevity, but we also have the beautiful gift that the body is already. And I think when you give it what it needs to nurture itself and repair itself and progress by itself, you'll still get pretty far. Am I saying you'll get like to a certain level without TRT? No, obviously, there's just limits to the body as well. But just kind of staying on the topic of athlete performance and longevity, like for me, my development for my skills, maybe I can. Some people have said, "Oh, you should probably be a purple." Some people have said you should probably be a brown. And like for me, I just want to be good. I just
Right.
want to be like when I go to open mat, I just want to be like, damn, he's good. Not just because like maybe he's strong, but because he knows the technique to get there. You know what I mean? So that's where I told you about Kobe. Like shout out Kobe. If you see this, I'm still gonna get you, bro. I'm still gonna get you. Kobe, I remember first time I trained with him. Mind you, this is a person that like he'd have a notebook and he would write down things when he knew he had errors or failures in his game. Locked in hella studying, just like, really, really in it. First time I trained with him, when I rolled with him, I got heel hooked 7 times in one match.
Trash.
Trash, bro. I was like, yeah, and I'm over here thinking I'm pretty good, right? Bro,
Yeah.
heel hooked back to back 7 times. And I was like, "Yo," because it wasn't like he was just like ripping stuff and making it happen. It was like pure chess. It was like, "Oh, he off balanced me here. Once my hands are on the mat, my legs are weightless. So he gets under the legs, he gets this configuration. He expects this reaction. I react accordingly. Then he's already because he was expecting the reaction. It leads me into giving him what he wants. He puts my weight down. He makes me sit down. He's already locking the leg up. I'm starting to defend. He knows I'm gonna like. He's just one step ahead and just like literally 7 times. I counted them, bro. I might as well tattoo them because you ingrained it into me. You made me like this. So you encounter people like that, and you realize like the gap of skill. And same thing. One time he told me like he's also just kind of like belt colors and all these different things are cool and all, but like I just want to be good. I just want to be good. I just want to be where good to the point where like, hey, when the match starts, we know that person's dangerous, and
Yeah.
that's what I want to be.
Yeah, no, that's a good. I think honestly, sometimes some people can have a higher belt and they're not even. They probably didn't deserve it, right?
It's sometimes people
Yeah,
do get promoted based on attendance a little bit,
attendance.
but
Yeah,
like intentional attend. I think we talked about this.
yeah,
I actually told my stepdad this once. I was like, intentional attendance and attendance are two different things. You we kind of semi brief talked about it. It's different when you go to the gym and you hit the gym
oh yeah,
versus when you go to the gym and you have a specific a specific cycle or routine that you do and everything's with a purpose, following like a plan and a strategy. Two different types of people, two different types of training.
yeah. No, that's true. It's good to have a plan, right? Because you can step into the gym and essentially move around and move your workout. But if you want to actually hit your goal and you want to improve, like there should be a plan you should follow. You should follow, and that's where I saw my results. That's where you see your results. You know what I mean? Because if you're not going to the gym or working out, it's good to start. So if you're stressing out, you're like, I don't have a plan, just start. At
Just
that
go.
point, once you're consistent, once you're doing it for a while, now you need a plan. Like, what are your goals? How are you going to achieve your goals? You know what I mean? So, and that's when it comes down to having a trainer. Like some people are like, I don't need a trainer, I'm good. And then time goes by and you see no progress. So I think it's really important to have a trainer or join a community who wants the same thing you do, who actually has been successful. If you're a loser, you got to hang out with winners, right?
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
honestly, we
Yeah,
we are
hella,
like,
hella.
I'm not I'm not super successful. I'm not, the a bodybuilder,
Yeah,
but that's why I joined Fitness Junkies. There's bodybuilders there. I need to be around that community.
yeah,
It's just gonna push me more. You know, it's good to be around people who are successful at what you want to be successful at,
yeah,
and that's why we're here. That's why we got the No Quit podcast. We want to bring on people here who had success so we can share value to everybody else. You've been successful at jiu-jitsu, you've been successful at music, and truly I just want people to be successful. That's why I bring people on here. That's why we started this. We want to help others join communities that help you be successful. But yeah, no, just going back to what we were talking about, and you know what you're saying right now is, having a plan. um when it comes down to having a plan, you need someone with you. It's about community, because it's hard to build your own plan. And what helped you, like, when it comes down to what helped you create what you have now? Like, when you think about, like, oh, one day I started the journey that I'm in now. Like, what triggered it for you?
yeah, a combination of two things. A combination of self. What's it called? Gary Vee has a word for this. It's like when you know yourself. So it's a combination of like knowing who you are deep, like to your core, like asking yourself questions like, if money didn't matter, what would I do with my time? Like things like that will point you to like who you are deep rootedly. So it's a combination of like self knowledge, like self understanding, and you know, from there also combined with people. Like who you hang out with, what type of conversations you have, and what aspirations you want. Like what your goals should be derived based off who you are. And I think sometimes also too, like your goals and purpose can't just be self-centered. Like you have to give back to the world. And sometimes people think, well, how can I give to the world if I don't have like enough? And it's like it's a misconception, because sometimes you have plenty, and what you have to give to the world is, it could be as simple as this podcast. I feel like this podcast, right, is like we're sharing our experiences with the world, and it's like if you listen to something that changes your perspective, or that changes your life in a positive manner, like that is the reason behind this podcast, is to help those who just need to listen to that one sentence that might change their perspective, because perspective is power. So I think that's another thing too. Like what helped me is perspective. Like the day that I decided to stop feeling sorry for myself and just take full accountability, it gives you power. You just have to kind of, biggest thing is know about yourself and take action. Knowing about yourself and taking action are two very, very, very important things. Particularly, I like that you continue to push people to get into the gym and be active. Life is motion. Like life is movement. When you don't move, you will start to feel stuck, and it'll come in the form of physical, in the form of mental, and sometimes in the form of spiritual. You'll get stuck physically, mentally, and spiritually, and then you'll realize that you might be just in this cycle of like, I work, I eat, I hang out with my girl, I hang out with friends, and I don't feel fulfilled. It's because you're just flatlined. You're just flatlined. There is nothing pushing you. There's nothing challenging you. There's nothing that you're doing to challenge yourself. And so your physical, mental, and spiritual are just flatlined. And you got to push at least one of those sections, because when you push, right, it becomes uncomfortable. But then after that discomfort is where growth happens. So I think for me, it was just that a big one I want to continue to highlight is just self knowledge, like self awareness. Self awareness, that's what it's called. Self awareness.
Self awareness.
Self awareness is like damn near fucking key to like really actually understanding what the fuck you want to do in this world. Self awareness is like, if you want to start with anything, start with self awareness. Who are you and why are you that type?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, that's sauce right there, bro.
Bro,
Sauce.
bro, salsa. We're dropping sauce today.
Yeah, yeah. Know yourself. Know what you want. Have purpose, like you said. And I like how you brought up again that spiritual, that mind and the body. Because if you know yourself and you know what you want for life, and you start working on something that gets you closer to what you want, but you also work on your mind, you also work on your body and your spiritual, consistently doing all of that, you'll see improvement in your life. Because we all hit that moment in life where you just like hit a plateau. You're just like, what do I want with my life? Or maybe you're depressed, you're not doing well. Honestly, I've had depression before. I think it happens to a lot of people. But I think it's important to live with purpose. Just like you said, live with purpose every single day. Just try to be better than the day before. Um, Purpose is really important, I think. Like, if you're not sure what your purpose is in life, find what your purpose is. And a lot of times it just starts by talking to people, communicating, networking, being around the people that are not going to hold you back from what you want to do.
Yeah, no. Another thing I like that you said purpose. So key moment right here. I think I feel like because we have a lot of shit in our brains, right? Bills, relationships, like all these different factors, and so they I don't want to say they infect you, but they affect how you think and how you perform throughout your days. So if you really need a little bit of guidance, this is what you do. This is the key right here. You sit down, right? You literally sit down, and I'm not gonna tell you cliche. You got a fucking pen and you write down 10 things. No, no, no. Get all that bullshit out the way, bro. No phone, no nothing. Just sit down with yourself and your mind and your fucking head. Close your eyes and kind of just take uh, 30 seconds to 1 minute to breathe. Right? You clear out like this. You send oxygen to the brain, right? Because you're gonna use it. Send oxygen to the brain. Deep breath. Just right. Take a deep breath and just like really send that oxygen to the brain. 1 minute. And after 1 minute, it's almost like you're looking to be bored in the form when you were a kid. When you're a kid and you're bored, you tell yourself, "I'm bored. What should I do? I'm bored. What do I want to do? I'm kind of bored. What should I do?" And then your fucking kid brain goes like, "Oh, let me try drawing a little bit." And then you draw, and then you might suck, and you're like, "Oh, okay, I can draw." And then 30 minutes pass, and you're fucking, I'm good. What else? I'm still bored. What do I want to do? Hit a friend. You need to get to that area. As an adult, I feel like when you get to that headspace, you start to realize what you like. You will start to find like, well, I've always kind of wanted to play guitar. I should go to Guitar Center. Guitar Center, you go and you can just play. And sure, maybe you might think, "Oh no, but it's cuz I have to do that." Okay, yes, but like you're not understanding that like I feel like until you go do that and you go to the Guitar Center and spend those 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour, that one trip could change your life cuz it could show you, "Holy shit, I do actually want to learn this. Let me commit. Let me find a guitar and offer for $100 or $50. I have a friend selling his for $20. Yo, let me pick it up." And then you're kind of there, and then 1 year, 2 years, 3 years passes. Now you're like, things happen like that, but they only happen when you jump into them. And if you don't know where to jump into, I gave you the key. It's like you have to go back to your kid brain and let yourself kind of just be bored, so that those thoughts and ideas and that creativity can spark. Because now we live in an age of consumerism, where if you're always consuming, you can never create. And if you do create, but you create out of a brain that has been consuming this whole time, it's not as like, it's I don't want to say it's not as present, but it's not as strong. Only when you take a break from consuming will you realize the power of creation. But you have to just let your brain be a little bit. You have to let it relax and let it create. That for me has been like a game changer in the music, especially because creativity, that's everything. When you're an artist or a musical artist, people are waiting to eat from your creativity. So if I don't take care of my creativity, how am I supposed to, quote unquote, feed the people that expect to be fed? And I say that metaphorically because when I make songs or when I perform, I want them to enjoy it. I want someone to hear my song and be like, "This song is good." Now, subjective, right? My Once men's trash is another man's treasure. I get it. But nonetheless, I still want to perform at a high level so that when people consume that and they watch, it's at least worth their time,
Right.
you know?
So, wow, yeah. So we need to sometimes get away from the distractions, stop consuming, and start creating. And I
That's it.
feel like that's a good way to put it. Like, put the distractions away, start thinking about some, just kind of like take some deep breaths, like you said, stop consuming and start creating, man.
Yeah, and
Because
it's
yeah,
crazy because it's more simple than you think. It's like, oh, you don't have to think about, oh, well, what I don't want to consume. Let me put my phone up and create something. Bro, creating can be as simple as creating a good conversation or creating a moment of thought or a moment of presence with a friend. Meaning, a moment of creation could literally be, "Yo, Adrian, what you doing? Like, what you up to? Yo, I'm not. You off today? Hey, bro, like, I'm kind of bored. You down to play some chess, or you down to go play some tennis at the park? Oh shit, I'm fucking down. Boom, hang up the phone. You go, you play tennis, and something good comes about that, and it's just like good vibes, good energy. And when you get good energy out of something, it is never a moment wasted, even if you financially didn't benefit. And I think the world of today always attaches, will I move forward financially as a form of like, as, as a justification before doing anything. I know I've done it,
yep,
but it fucks you up if you
yeah,
continue down that route. I'm telling you, even the day that comes and you have bread, you'll realize, holy shit, like, why am I you kind of get lost. You literally get lost in the sauce.
mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, it's good to have money, right? Money. We all want money. We all want that financial freedom, but it's better to get to that financial freedom doing things you love, right?
100.
Because and that's where it starts, man. Like you said, a simple conversation with someone. Like we can all be very isolated nowadays. We can be so isolated, especially if you have a hybrid, you're working a corporate job, you work from home, you're on your phone all the time. Like most people look forward to getting on their phone and watching TikTok. Like,
Reels. And my
yeah.
take it with a grain of salt. My Instagram algorithm is you you see what I say,
Yeah.
bro. My brain is rotten, like, but not really, right? It's just
No, it's Ryan. I'm just kidding.
it's like just reels, and the real pull sometimes gets nice, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think moderation, right? Moderation is key to life.
Moderation with everything, man. You know what I mean? Nowadays, it's so hard, man. It's hard, but if you lock in, find something you like, lock in, find a group that is working towards what you're working for, and you'll see changes, man.
Yup.
Yeah. No, but like you said, distractions. Try to cut away distractions because we are so busy thinking about everything at once. Like, I'm guilty of that. I can think about five things at one time and it just drains me. So I do what you did. For me, the way I get away from distractions is when I'm at the gym doing my weightlifting, my phone is, I'm not looking at that thing. I'm focusing on the weights. So, like, what is it for you? What is it for you? What is going to help you get away from distractions? And what is going to help you connect with people who are going to help you grow? And, again, that's the purpose of this here. I love to bring people here, share some value. You shared a lot of great value here. Um, and I want to invite more people to come on here. If you're an athlete, if you got something coming up, something big coming up, and you want to come and share it and talk to us here with it, if you want to talk about upcoming fight, upcoming event that you're doing, feel free to come on here and message us. We'll be happy to have you on here. We're just trying to bring a community together who can grow together. That's the main goal here. And then I also want to let you guys know if you guys come on here, I'll be giving you guys a Persist cup. So this is for Edson today. He's going to be getting the Persist cup.
This is where you add the that sound effect. Wow. Persist, yes, sirski.
Honestly, I don't even know how long we've been on here already.
How do you say persist in Spanish? Persistir.
Persist.
Persistir. Hay que persistir, compa, porque si no se persiste se pierde.
52 minutes?
Sheesh,
No
that went by
way.
fast.
Wow. Okay. That's good.
Persist, my boy.
Persist,
Yes,
yeah.
sirski.
Say that again.
What?
Oh yeah, so we do have that Persist photo shoot coming out shortly. So keep an eye out for that, guys. And every weekend, every Sunday, I am going to be filming a new episode. I am getting the schedule filled
Double
up. So I do want you guys to reach out if you're interested in joining. Right now, I do kind of have everything filled until like the end of November. So just make sure you let me know because it's getting filled up. And well, what are you laughing at, my boy?
It's because I got the intrinsic thought of like ASMR.
Yeah. Someone's gonna wanna
You better sleep like this.
ASMR looking ass boy.
ASMR, boy.
All right, my boy. I appreciate you being in.
Likewise, bro. Thank
Lexaladar.
you for having me. Yes, sir. Follow the. So this is called No Quit.
No quit.
Bro?
Yep.
Yeah. So follow the No Quit podcast. Whether you need motivation, whether you need sauce, whether you need, I don't know, if you need something playing in the background while you make some food, but you want it to be like positive to your life, listen to the podcast, man. And if you're out here, AZ, or even if you will come out of state, pull up, share your story with the world, there are people out there that will benefit from you sharing your story with the world. And to you, it might not seem that way because you live your own life, but I promise you, you have something to offer to someone out there, and you don't even know it. So you just have to come in here and say a few words, and you will impact people's lives beyond your own recognition. So don't sleep on yourself. Keep persisting, and everything will fall into place. Type shit.
All right. Perfect. Yeah, we all have some
Type
value
shit.
share.
All
Sweet.
right.